Restaurant Week is officially going on right now. Executive Chef Jeremiah Lyman from Reserve Restaurant and Lounge is here to show us how white wine can help transform a pork belly. So first off, I know a lot of chefs pretty busy. You all ready and set to go this Monday?
Absolutely.
Okay, now you've got a lot of different things here. We've got some fresh ingredients. We've also got all the vegetables. Where do we start?
Well, the mirepoix consists of carrots, celery, onions, and of course you can always throw garlic in there. Most chefs do.
And
so,
that'll be delicious.
Absolutely.
And of course you're cooking with the white wine. Now, what was your decision to cook with wine?
Well, the white wine just helps to preserve the color and the flavor of the pork itself.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get started. You were telling me we start with vegetables?
Absolutely. So we're gonna take onions.
Okay.
And we're gonna put that in here.
I'm just grabbing a bunch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then the carrots.
Carrots next, okay.
All right.
And for you, what was the decision to be in Restaurant Week? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, it's just a great opportunity for us to showcase our restaurant and everything that we do there. And of course, it's fun.
Okay, and of course you've got a beautiful piece of pork there. Just from the smell and the look of it, how can you tell the difference between a good piece of pork and maybe one that's not as fresh?
Well, just like seafood, you want it to smell like the ocean and not something stinky. So this needs to smell clean, not like an old barnyard. Okay,
so we're gonna avoid the old barnyard, of course. Do we put seasoning on
Yes,
next?
so we're gonna take
what do you want?
the oregano, and then that's sage right there. And we're just gonna be very generous with this because it's gonna soak up all that seasoning.
Okay, so with this particular dish, you mentioned the mirepoix.
Mirepoix.
Okay, so what vegetables do we use, and do we have to just stick with the celery, carrots, mixture?
You do not have to stick with just celery and carrots. You can use anything you want. A lot of people like potatoes and just onions or peppers or something spicy like chilies.
Okay, so we could almost use whatever we've got in our kitchen if we wanted to try to make this.
And then of course your salt. You never want to forget your salt.
Okay.
And we're using a nice sea salt today.
And then these ingredients, you know, is this something that you would recommend sticking to because that's really what's going to bring out the flavor?
Not necessarily. Now, every chef does something different, and so of course you just have to let people do their thing.
Okay, and what's important to remember about the white wine?
The white wine, you want, after you've seasoned your pork, you want to kind of pour it around and underneath because you're going to steam the pork belly, and this will help to cook it.
You said don't pour it on. It has to basically go along the outside edge.
Yes, and you want to pour pretty much this whole bottle in there. And it's basically you don't want to pour it over the top because you don't want to mess up the seasoning.
Okay. Am I doing an okay job at least? I think I'm getting a little on the outside edges. But okay, and then you said almost the whole bottle?
Yep, that's perfect.
And if we were doing this at home, like where would we want it to hit?
This is perfect, about halfway up. And this is just going to steam and braise the pork belly itself.
Okay, talking about the braising, through TV magic, we've actually already put something in the oven. So how long will we cook it and for how long? Depending
on the size of the pork belly, it'll be about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay, well, you know, magically, we've already got that done. So if you want to bring that on out, we can take a look at the finished product. You were talking about kind of the inspiration for creating this and plating it. Where did you actually come up with that?
Well, my mother did a lot of German dishes when we were growing up, and this is one of them.
Okay.
She used German vegetables instead of just French.
Well, that looks beautiful. And is it always going to turn out like that, like it should be that dark?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And that's the seasonings all toasting up and looking really nice.
Okay, well, if we had a fork, I would definitely want to try that, but it looks a little bit hot right now.
Yeah, it is very hot.
So we're gonna have to take your word for it that it's awesome. Any other favorite dishes that you make?
We have a roasted chicken dish at the Reserve that is kind of a throwback to what my mother did when we were kids, and she roasted big chicken with lots of vegetables and a nice sauce.
Okay, well, this looks awesome, and of course, it is Restaurant Week's 10th year. You guys are a part of that, and that sounds like it's gonna be amazing this entire week.
I'm very